What's up, everyone? This is the Siteman Softball Podcast, episode number 3. I'm your host, David Siteman Garland. Welcome to the show. I'm trying to get on a regular-ish schedule. So with episode 3 here, it's coming out. We're actually putting this out late Tuesday, but we've been doing Tuesday. So a few people are asking today about, as I record this, about coming out on Tuesdays, and I'm gonna stay consistent with Tuesdays for now. Tuesdays is going to kind of be where the magic happens. And thank you for everyone that tuned in to episodes 1 and 2, whether you did it on Facebook, watched the videos, or if you went to sitemansoftball.com/podcast and you subscribed either on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Google or Amazon, whatever you want to do. Awesome. Thank you so much. In the first 2 shows, we've already had 2,000 viewers, listeners to the podcast. So awesome. Thank you so much for the support. So today, a couple topics. I'm going to talk about the Halloween tournament that happened last weekend, and going to give a little, kind of a little teaser-ish of 2022, what we're going to be doing for Siteman Softball. Not going to reveal too much, but I got a couple juicy nuggets that are going to be filled in here over the next couple weeks, okay? So that's the nutshell of a plan here going on here for episode number 3. So let's talk about the BMAC Halloween tournament that was going on this past weekend. A lot of fun. Just to kind of recap real fast on that, what the tournament was all about. It's a really fun kind of, I like to call it sort of an end-of-the-year tournament, which it is. And it's unlimited home runs when you buy a band. And I'm not a big, unlimited home runs is what it is. I mean, when I first started playing softball, it was kind of fun. But then, I don't know, it's in my opinion, it's kind of fun once or twice a year, right? It's kind of it just ends up being home run, out, home run. So, but it's a lot of fun sometimes to get out there in the cooler weather and just, hit some bombs. But Kay and her team, they do a great job with this tournament, and it's all supporting a great cause. It's not about a cash prize. It's not about points. It's open rosters. It's for fun. And all the proceeds go to CHADS Coalition, which is Suicide Prevention and Awareness. So when you're buying those home run bands, when you're registering, the proceeds, after obviously the cost of the tournament and things like that, go to CHADS Coalition. So, we wanted to spice that up a little bit. And so for our team, doing $5 per home run hit throughout the day. That was the plan. Let's see how many home runs we hit. Add $5 to the total that we can donate at the end of the day. All right, so last things first, really fun day. We created a team called ManSite. I know, very clever, right? Because we only had a few players from the Siteman team and then kind of mixed and matched with some friends and some other stuff. Matt Petrov really put the team together, so shout out for him because, a little bit of a thankless task when you're putting teams together and, this guy's got to work and this guy's got to do this and, things change around. And we just wanted to find basically the best bombers that we could get and fill it in with a slight bit of athleticism and kind of go from there. But we finished second out of 21 teams, so that was a lot of fun. It was a very long day. We started at about 9-ish was our first game. Our first game was 9, so get there at 8-something, and then left the park about 11:30 p.m. But the good news was the rain held off. It started raining as we were leaving. The rain held off. The softball gods were smiling upon the BMAC tournament. So we wore our pink jerseys for those that had them. That was a lot of fun, and had some ones that we gave to the guys on the team as well. Actually, today at the recording and posting of this, which is October 26th, is the last day to order a Siteman pink jersey through Matt Petrov because that's our cutoff. We're getting it. Proceeds go to breast cancer, yada, yada, yada. So if you happen to see it before midnight on the 26th and want to get yourself a Siteman short sleeve jersey, long sleeve jersey, or hoodie in pink, very cool, supports breast cancer research at the Siteman Cancer Center, you can send Matt a message and go from there. All right. So our team we put together, essentially we had Sean Rogers off 2021. I'm going to mention their team. Sean Rogers from Siteman from last year. And now, interesting one, coming out of retirement was Don Rogers. So I would say Don, Sean's brother, but really Sean's Don's brother. John is, this is way before my day. So all I get to hear about is the legendary Don, who hasn't played softball for a decade and was in the past, I believe, has 2 AA rings and I think an MVP in there as well. And this was my first time to even see Don. I think he took like one small BP session throughout the week, and I got to tell you, he was out there hitting bombs. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. So we had Don Rogers, and then we had Scott Patterson, who is, for those that don't know Scott, he is quite the character. He played last year for New Breed. You can always spot Scott from 9,000 miles away. He's like 6'7", whatever it was. He used to play in the Yankees organization. Great dude. So we had Scott there. We had Clayton Toney. He actually had his own team this year. I believe it was called STL Select. Let me know, Clayton, if I got that one wrong. So Clayton joining us, always another character. We're very character-driven this weekend. We had a lot of characters. Brett McDonald, great player off of Dudley. Andy Alstad, who was from 22 a day. John Duhadway off of Siteman. Nick Vance from Siteman. Mike Crossman, who played, I believe, with Chicken Hawks last year. And Sage Bonner. And Sage, I hope your last name I don't botch, because it was actually my first time meeting Sage. I'm going to talk about him in a few minutes. Bonner, I believe, is the last name. If I completely butcher that, Sage, let me know. I'll get it right. So that was our team. And we also had Scott's father-in-law that came in from Michigan. He was just on a trip, I guess, to visit people, and he was in the dugout the whole day, and he plays softball, and he was just a great guy. He was throwing balls to the pitcher when we hit home runs or foul balls, and he was giving everyone tips. It was awesome. He was great. And also going to be on the team was Blake Bell, our buddy from Smash the Lodge Card Club out of Texas. But Blake had to work. What a loser, huh? Had to work. Just kidding. Blake couldn't make it. He came and watched a couple games later in the day, so that was kind of our squad. So when you get started in this tournament, you play 2 pool games. You play a couple pool games, everyone played 2 pool games. And it's just for seeding purposes, because after the pool games, you play a double elimination tournament. The top teams go to gold, the middle teams go to silver, the bottom teams go to bronze. Okay, so what's nice about that is that maybe it doesn't go so well in sort of those seeding games, but then everyone gets to kind of play someone around their level. Right around their level, or somewhere around there, so the games are way more competitive. And the first 2 games, I'm not gonna lie, we kicked a little bit of butt. Now, I've been on both sides of the butt kicking in my life. Trust me, I've been on, when I was playing e-ball, playing a C team, one of the best C teams in the state. I think it was lost 27-0. It was ridiculous, in maybe 3 innings. And I remember in that game, they were just absolutely annihilating us, right? And there was no outs. I was playing first base. And finally, a guy just completely mishit one. It was like a 4-hopper to the pitcher, right? And the guy doesn't even run. He's just standing there. He's like, he's just going to go back to the dugout, right? He doesn't go completely back to the dugout, but he's just standing there. Not running, not moving, not walking, right? It's just finally our first out of the inning. And the pitcher picks up the ball to just toss it to me at first base. And he trips in this really awkward way and basically flings the ball that then goes out of play, and the guy ends up getting a double. So that was extra fun. So I understand, if you're a lower level team or playing lower levels, playing upper teams, it can be a little bit frustrating, but you got to have the right approach. And I know this when I was, playing lower levels as well. The right approach is, it's no one likes to lose. It's not fun getting your butt kicked, but you got to see what you can pick up. Can you pick up some tips? Can you see what some of the teams that are doing, like how do they warm up, or what do they do, or look for things or clues that are going to help you in your game and your team, right? So, having that approach, and like I said, I've been on both sides of this, I think can make a massive difference to how you really see it and how you also improve. Instead of complaining or, throwing a hissy fit or whatever it might be, I think the favorite C word of all softball players is complaining, right? It's one of the things. So it is what it is, right? So first 2 games, we played mixed junk in the first game. Final score, we beat them 31-0, hit 17 home runs in that game in 2 innings. And then there was some confusion if there's a mercy rule after 2 innings, but, it was 2 innings. And then we played STL Takers, and that was 36-0 in 2 innings, and that was enough of that. So we finished pool play 2-0, 67 runs forward, 0 against in 4 innings of play. So that was interesting. Then there was a home run derby, and the home run derby was really cool. You had 10 swings in the first round, then the top 3 went to a 5-swing swing-off. So Steve Johnson, I believe, hit, I want to say 8 out of 10. And then Don Rogers, fresh off the couch, hit 7 out of 10. And Dalton, also from 22 a Day, hit, who's playing with Synergy in this tournament, him and Steve, also hit 7 out of 10. And then it went to the championship round, and Don, I want to say Steve started and hit 3 out of 5. And then Dalton hit, and then Don hit 5 out of 5, and it was game over. And he donated the money back. It was cool, but kind of crazy, the skill level to come in there and be able to win a home run derby after not playing for that long. But anyway, pretty crazy. That was pretty cool little moment. So then we got into the double elimination tournament, and that's, as we get later in the afternoon here, temperatures start dropping. It was pretty cool double elimination tournament. So there were 7 teams in the upper, in the gold level. So we were the 1 seed, so we played the winner of, I think it was 4-5, something like that, and we played the Ultra 40s. Ultra 40s, a very solid team. We know a lot of those guys on the team, played a lot of them for many years, and good dudes and good players as well. And the score doesn't really reflect, skill level here, but the final score, I believe, was about 30-10, somewhere around there. It might have been 31-10, but kind of a funny ending on this one on a personal note. So we're in, I think it was the 3rd inning, something like that, when the run rule started coming into effect. And we needed 2 runs to win the game. And we had 2 outs. So Clayton was up, gets a base hit. Does a Clayton thing, like a whoopsie, that does something like that, right? Base hit, a double, okay? Then Brett comes up, and Brett is batting in front of me, and they intentionally walk Brett to get to me with 2 outs, okay? Now, first of all, if I'm the manager of that team, guess what I'm doing? Intentionally walking Brett to get to me. Absolutely. It was the right move at the time, for sure. And Brett was telling me later on that he's hit so many home runs against them over the years that it was probably, they just didn't want to deal with it at that point. So to me, having that approach there, I was like, well, I'm going to get in there and I'm just going to swing hard and try to blow it out of here, and let's see what happens here. And, either I'm going to miss it or not. We're going to, however it's going to go. And thankfully, was able to get it, hit a home run, good no doubter, and the game was over. So that was kind of a fun thing on a personal note. Now, I did not know what to do after I hit that out. Like, meaning after hitting a game-ending home run. I've never really done that before. So I didn't really know what to do. Like, do I do a bat flip? I've never done a bat flip. So I kind of, instead of doing a bat flip, I did like this awkward bat javelin throw and then did a championship belt sign. Don't know where it came from. I get myself maybe a 3 out of 10 on the celebration. Gonna have to work on that in the future. But that was kind of just a lot of fun for the day. I'll remember that one because that was just kind of a cool moment. Then we played Synergy. And similar to our team, Synergy wasn't really Synergy. It was a mix of some Synergy guys and friends, just like our team was a mix of a few Siteman guys and friends, right? So the teams were mixtures, and in the first game was a really good one against Synergy. It was actually one of the more low-scoring games of the day. We walked them off in the bottom of the last inning. I want to say it was 18-17. Sean Rogers with a walk-off home run on that one. That was pretty cool, and so that got us into the championship game. Then the killer happened, which is the break. Like, there's nothing worse than a break when it's cold out and you're trying to stay loose and whatever it is. And this is a very normal thing. Tournaments, of course, between the winner's bracket final championship game, there's going to be a break. That's great. That's normal. There's going to be a few more games. But it was just kind of hard to get rev back up for the championship, for lack of a better term. Like, we came out a little bit flat in the championship, so we lost twice. The old double dip. We got double dipped. Not so fun. To Synergy. They played phenomenal in both those games. They played phenomenal. I mean, they were hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting, and there wasn't a darn thing we could do about it. We were hitting and hitting, but they were hitting and hitting. So both those games, I think, were ending up, the first game was maybe 40-something to like 30, and the second game was 40-something to something in the mid-30s. So it was crazy. There were so many runs scored. I mean, in the if game, there was probably 70-plus runs. There was definitely over 70 runs, probably closer to 80 in the if game. So, hat tip to them. they really definitely earned that one. I mean, they were hitting. There was no stopping that train. We were hitting as well, but just not quite as well. So Synergy ended up taking it home. Congrats to Damon and them. But a lot of fun on the day. A lot of fun on the day. All smiles in our photos afterwards. Our team was just a really fun mix of personalities, and we raised a lot of money. We hit 80 home runs. So 80 home runs, which was $5 a home run. Not a mathematician, but that was $400. And then I raised it up. I just want to make it, I don't know, I didn't want to do $400. We just made it $500 to donate. And then Damon from Synergy added $200. So we had a nice $700 additional donation to Chad's coalition. And so great stuff there. You have a long day of softball, a lot of fun, get to do some good. And, to me, this is sort of the official end of the season. Before we kind of kick it into 2022, I know there's a couple little tournaments left. And actually, Eric Nickens has a great one coming up. In the first week in November. I'll be out there probably watching a little bit, but I won't be playing. The Outstride tournament that's out at Aussies. If you're in the Midwest, that's a great tournament, a lot of fun. But we're really wrapping it up here for the year, and that's, end of October. That's how it's going to go. Oh, and I wanted to give a shout out to a couple people that really impressed me during the Halloween tournament. So I'm going to choose one from our team, one from another team, okay? So on our team, it had to be Sage. I was just, and the reason is I know kind of what everybody could do on our team because I've played with them, played against them, etc. But Sage, I hadn't played with or against before, just heard about. And I was very impressed. I believe Sage played for the Redmen last year. He's played for some other teams as well in the past. But he played center field and really was a 5-tool player throughout the entire day. I'm talking about speed. I'm talking about great defense, great arm, and not only hit for average, right, but also hit for power. And so it was kind of cool seeing that. I didn't know Sage, but I got to say that I was impressed with him. He was a great teammate as well. Had a blast out there with him throughout the day. And so hope to see more of Sage in the future for sure. Great player. On other teams, I'm going to have to go with Joe Dolan. Joe is someone that I started seeing kind of in the BMAC leagues this past year. We actually played together in one random league night at Aussies. Seen him do a couple things, and I think very, very bright future for the young man. Plays outfield, great arm, and I'm telling you, at the plate, he hits the CRAP out of the ball. He cuts the ball extremely well. I haven't seen him in a I don't know how. I'll just say it. I haven't seen him really in a context of needing to hit the ball down, right? A lot. That obviously is something I'll probably see over, next time going into next year, and I'm sure at some point when I see him play. But I can tell you right now, he just cuts that ball, and he is a very nice young man, and I think a very, very bright future for him in the sport, and very humble and a cool guy. So I want to give a shout out to a couple guys, shine a little light on a couple people here in the area that I thought did a great job at the Halloween tournament. So 2022 is around the corner. 2022 is around the corner. And, I have to do a little bit of, I think there's a tease coming on every single episode of this until everything gets released, all the information, right? But I can tell you this. Number one, our plan is 100% in place for Siteman Softball in 2022, right? So the plan is in place, exactly what we're doing. Our full roster is going to be released soon. Our roster is basically done at this point. Maybe one more. But our roster is 99.9% done for 2022. And, once we announce it and kind of get it going and explain what's going on, I'm definitely going to get the boys here on the show. So I'm going to try to get everybody at some point on the show, either this year, next year. Got a whole mix of personalities. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get a lot of guys on here and talk some ball, right? Have some fun with that. So full roster is going to be released soon. And I'll give one other teensy-weensy little teaser. So this year, we had a very, very long team name. I mean, everyone knows this is Siteman, right? That's what we are. But it was Siteman Cancer Center /Rise /Easton /Legendary Sports /On the Run. We were a lot of slashes this past year. But our official name, as everybody knows, Siteman Cancer Center, right? So I can tell you next year that there's only going to be 2 names in the title of the team. First one, of course, being Siteman. The second one will be a mystery, but I'll tell you about it soon. Very excited about it. Who's going to be coming in with us? And God, I wish I could talk about it. I do not like having, I don't want to say it's secret, but something I can't talk about quite yet. But over the next couple weeks, this is all going to be public. So keep an eye on Facebook. Keep an eye on anywhere if you want to know what's going on here behind the scenes. We'll let you know about everybody that's on the team, what the plan is next year, and I think we're going to make a good impact next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am pumped for 2022. That I can tell you for sure. So we'll leave it there here in this episode. We're going to have some guests coming on soon. One of our first guests that's going to be coming on are the father-son duo. We might have both. We might just have the father. We might just have the son. Not sure yet. From Bruce Bolt Batting Gloves are going to be coming on. We're also going to have some other equipment-ish people coming on, some other players, probably get some major players on here. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up here. So make sure to keep tuning in and go to sitemansoftball.com/podcast if you want to see all the ways you can subscribe. So soon, more shows, more interviews, probably have some sponsors and cool stuff to talk about within episodes. But until then, see you next time. It's been David Siteman Garland on the Siteman Softball Podcast. See ya.